Welcome back, guys, to another Clash Royale video. Today we're trying out a deck that was requested by one of my viewers, and that deck is the Giant Balloon Freeze deck. He actually wanted me to also use the Rage spell, but I didn't really throw it in there just because it was a lot of spells to use. So this is the deck that I settled on here with the Giant Balloon Freeze spell, the Knight and the Arrows, Spear Goblins, Bomber, and the Tesla. Now, initially when I first started using this deck, I had the Fireball in there instead of the Arrows, and the Baby Dragon instead of the Knight. But I lost a couple of matches at the start there, so I adjusted things, threw the arrows in, threw the knight in there, and that brought my elixir cost down from 3.9 to 3.6, which made quite a bit of a difference there because I started winning after I threw those in there. So I want to talk to you guys about some pros and cons to this deck in just a moment. First, we're going to go ahead and start opening up some of these chests here. With these free chests, of course, some gems, one musketeer, and some arrows. One more free chest here. We have some gold, one goblin hut, and some more arrows, and the crown chest. What do we have here? 220 gold, 3 gems, lots of gems today, that's pretty nice. Goblins, arrows, 17 archers, and 3 mini P.E.K.K.A.s. We got some silver chests down here to do. 65 gold, 1 giant, and some Tesla. One more silver chest. 60 gold, 1 hog rider, 8 barbarians, and the final chest here. We got some gold, the mortar, arrows, spear goblins, and the mini P.E.K.K.A. Alright, let's go into some of those replays, guys. So here we are with that first replay. Now this one was against a level 9, so at a bit of a disadvantage right at the start here. So I want to talk to you guys about this deck. I haven't really seen this deck a whole lot in these higher ranked arenas, like over 2,000. I used to see it a lot in the lower ranked arenas, but I don't really see it too much right now. I think the reason being is that it's a really easy deck to counter, just because when you take together the balloon, the giant, and the free spell, those 3 things are going to cost a total of 14 elixir, so it's a huge investment. And with those 3 cards, you're not getting any damage done to defending troops. So if you make a push with a giant, balloon, and a freeze, you might be able to take out 1 tower if you're lucky. But your opponent is going to have a pretty strong counter push because you spent 14 elixir to take that tower out, but you've dealt no damage to the troops themselves. So you have to keep that in mind when you're trying out this deck and just kind of wait for the perfect opportunity. One strategy with this deck might be to kind of just defend until overtime, because once you get that tower down, then you win. So right now, right here, I've got the giant going in with the bomber behind it. I throw in the balloon behind him. He's going to drop the minion horde, which is a really great counter for this deck, but I have the arrows, of course. And now I've got the giant and the balloon doing some pretty solid damage to that tower. Now, I didn't drop the free spell there, just because it would be a huge investment, and I kind of thought that I might take out the tower without the free spell. And I brought it down low enough that I can actually use the arrows to take it out if I need to. So it's probably a good thing I didn't use the free spell there. So right now, I've been defending pretty good here. He hasn't really made a strong push yet. I think he's been building up those elixir pumps, just waiting for late game, because both of my towers are pretty high in health. He's going to try and do a rush here with the prince and the minion horde. I want to drop my spear goblins to distract the prince and use those arrows to take out the minion horde. And now my bomber is going to take care of those skeletons. And now we're into the double elixir period here. All I really have to do is use those arrows to take out that tower and defend for another 50 seconds or so. But like I said, with the giant balloon combo, it's a huge investment with those 2 cards right there. That's 10 elixir. If you throw in the free spell, that's 14 elixir. The person that requested this deck wanted me to use the rage as well, so that's another 3 elixir. If you were to use all those together, that's 17. So it's a little bit too much for a push that doesn't damage the enemy troops at all. So I think that's kind of why you don't really see that deck used a lot in the higher arenas. But right now, that left tower, I've taken it out. All I really have to do is distract him, defend for another 15 seconds or so, and I have this victory. And this was against a level 9 guy, so it was pretty good. When I first started using this deck, I lost my first couple of matches, but like I said, I adjusted my deck. I started winning a few, so this deck is capable of winning at around 2,400 trophies. There you go, guys. That was the first replay. Let's go ahead and take a look at the next one. So here we are. Now this replay had a really crazy close ending. It came down to the wire and it was pretty interesting to play. But I want to ask you guys if you want to start seeing me show some replays where I lose. That might be educational as well, because sometimes it's easier to notice somebody's mistakes when you're watching them make the mistakes. It's easier for you to notice what they're doing, and maybe you guys will learn a thing or two from my mistakes. So let me know in the comments below if you want to see that kind of stuff. But right at the start here, he's going to make an aggressive push on the right with that Prince. I'm going to have to try and defend with my Knight and my Tesla, which kind of sucks, because then that means I won't be able to have the Elixir to go in with my Balloon. So as you can see here, my Giant, my whole push on the left was countered pretty easily with those barbs and those minions. So now I have a counter push to deal with. And now I'm at a huge Elixir disadvantage here. He's got 7 and I've got 4. So he's going to take that opportunity to go ahead and drop down an Elixir Pump. Now one of the problems with this deck, guys, that I've noticed is that if you're playing a skilled opponent, you know, the last replay I showed you against that level 9, the guy wasn't playing that really good, so that's kind of why I won. But if you're playing a skilled opponent who's very aggressive with your attack strategy, you won't really get the opportunity to build up the Elixir needed to go in with your Giant and Balloon, because it takes 14 Elixir for the Giant Balloon freeze combo, and if you're having to defend a lot, you won't really have the Elixir needed to do a counter push, because most likely you'll be using your other troops to defend instead of dropping the Giant or the Balloon, because they won't be attacking the opponent's troops. So right here, he's got a Golem coming in here. I did go in with my Giant and my Balloon and got some damage done to his tower, but now I've got to try and worry about this counter push here. He's got his Wizard coming in, and his Golem Might, sorry, and his Prince is coming in on the right-hand side. So he's going to get some damage done here. And he still has that Elixir advantage. Even though I'm defending, he has a Prince attacking my tower. He's back at 10 Elixir. I've only got 7, so he's got a huge Elixir advantage here. He's going to drop down one more pump. Now I'm going to try and go in with that Giant and Balloon combo, because he did drop that pump. I know he's a little bit low. So he drops his Golem in the back here. The one kind of good thing with the Giant and Balloon combo is they're going to ignore that Golem completely and go in and do the damage to the tower. And so this deck is pretty good for overtime. If all you need is to destroy that tower to win, then this is a great deck for that. Because if you're just in overtime, take out that tower, you don't have to worry at all about the counter push. So right there, the Giant's going in there. He's at half health. I'm going to go in with one more Balloon. He's going to go in there. Now, unfortunately, I didn't have any Elixir for that free spell. So now his tower is down to 150 health. And I've got a huge counter push to worry. He's got Barbs, Wizard, Prince, Golemites, and Archers coming in. Things are not looking good right now, so I'm going to try the best I can to defend here with my Knight and my free spell and those arrows there. My tower is down to 500 health. I'm desperately trying to defend here. He's got 10 Elixir, I've only got 4. So he's going to make one more push with that Golem. I'm going to try and go in with the Balloon to take him out. I know that his Golem is pretty slow, so I'm not going to try and defend here. There we go. Balloon's not actually going to make it at all. So now all I have to, my last chance is to cycle through my arrows. 2 sets of arrows will take that tower out. His tower is down to 23 health. He's got a Prince coming in on the right. I'm going to ignore that. I dropped the Tesla in the middle. My intention with the Tesla was to distract the Golem, but the Prince took it out. So now he drops a freeze on my tower. I'm forced to drop a freeze on his Golem. I waited for the freeze instead of the Bomber, because the Bomber wouldn't have really done anything. And there we go, guys, with that last set of arrows to take him out. Really close matchup. Let's go ahead and take a look at the last replay there. So this replay, guys, was actually against one of the decks that I've been doing really well with right now, and that's the P.E.K.K.A deck. And this guy actually had a level 4 P.E.K.K.A and a level 4 Baby Dragon. I feel like if I had that kind of level of troops, I would be doing pretty good right now. Mine are only level 3 and level 2. So this is a pretty interesting battle. Now, I dropped a Tesla right at the start here, but I did wait for him to make the first move, because if you drop the Tesla as a first move and you're playing against somebody that's using an Expo deck, that Tesla is pretty much useless for you and you've wasted 4 Elixir. So I usually try and wait to see what they do first. Now he's got his P.E.K.K.A coming in here. I'm going to try and distract it the best I can. I dropped that Knight hoping that it would distract the P.E.K.K.A, but it doesn't. So that P.E.K.K.A is able to get 2 hits off, and in those 2 hits my tower is down to 1200 health. Crazy damage there. But now I've got my Giant coming in on the left hand side, and I know he doesn't really have that much Elixir to defend here. So I'm going to go ahead and drop that Balloon. Balloon and the Giant are going to go in and do some crazy damage to his tower. I want to wait half a second to see if he's going to drop any more troops to defend. He doesn't, so now I drop the free spell. And I still have a Giant and a Balloon going to his King Tower. Now the one downside to the Balloon, guys, is he's got pretty low health, so it does die pretty quick. And now my tower on the right is down to 300 health. But things are looking pretty good. I'm not going to worry at all about the wizard on the left. Just going to let my tower take him out. And I'm actually going to go ahead and try and push for the king tower. He drops his P.E.K.K.A. way in the back on the right. And I know how slow the P.E.K.K.A. moves. So I'm just going to go in on the left-hand side and go in for the kill. So here we go, guys. Giant's going over the bridge now. We're going to wait to see what he does now. He drops that prince to back up the P.E.K.K.A. I'm going to go on the left, completely ignore the troops on the right. Maybe I'll just distract the prince for a couple of seconds, buy myself some time. So right now, this king tower is targeting my knight, which is perfect because the balloon doesn't have too much health. Balloon's going to go in there. And the giant, he drops his ice wizard to try and defend. I'm going to use a freeze here. That's going to be a good game. 3-crown victory with the giant and the balloon. That's going to do it for this video, guys. Thank you so much for watching. If you use this deck with the giant and the balloon, and you have some comments or suggestions on how to play it, please let me know in the comments. If you like this video, make sure to hit that like button. And if you guys want to see some more Clash Royale videos, make sure to subscribe. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching. We'll see you guys in the next video.